in the coaches poll to number 6. And you made a very interesting comment about why they slipped, Stan. Because there's so many other teams that are better than them right now, right?
Right.
I mean, you have Alabama, who's 12-1, Notre Dame, which is number 1, they're 12-0, and then you have Oregon, who is 11-1, Florida is 11-1, and Georgia is 11-2. So, I guess what you were trying to say is they slipped because there's so many other teams that are better than they are.
But see, understand that in the SEC, that's a powerhouse.
That's a powerhouse, ain't it?
Okay, so you had it in the top 10. You had at one time you had like Notre Dame, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida all back to back.
Right.
Okay, so and that's why the winner of that classic FCC goes to the BC number 1 game.
Right.
And a lot of people are not familiar that this should happen, but that is a powerhouse.
Right.
At any given time in the top 20, you might have 8 teams.
Yeah. But that's awesome, though, isn't it, to have so many teams like that at the top, dude? That's ridiculous.
That means all it means is they play good football.
Yeah, and see, and what I had said once before is that the college teams give us the great NFL players.
That's true.
You know, so when you see this, you know the prospects for the NFL are just going to be even greater. And we know everybody ain't gonna make it. Only 5% of them are gonna make it. But even with the 5%, you have such greatness there to choose from. It's just amazing. And the Heisman Trophy race is ridiculous. I got to do a little bit more research on who's at the top and what's going on. But I know it's several quarterbacks that they're looking at right now for this Heisman Trophy this year. And rookies, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But Georgia definitely lost that game. We could go on and on about how they lost and why they lost. At the end of the day, coaching is the key to winning, right? And if you know you only have a few seconds left on that clock, you're going to have to manage the clock and you're going to have to manage your quarterback.
Key point.
You got to manage the clock. You got to manage your quarterback. And you say to your quarterback, you got to get in the end zone. If you don't have an opportunity to get in the end zone, spike the ball, throw it away. Give us a second look at the end zone. And what did he do? The ball was tipped. And everybody could say, well, it probably would have hit if it hadn't been tipped. I don't know, because that defensive player was all over the receiver. So I don't even know that he would have caught the ball anyway in that position, because the defense was right there. So I don't know. I just think it wasn't a good call for them. I don't think it was a good look at all. And Georgia has a much better team. But they had the lead so long in the game and allowed for Alabama to come back and take the lead.
And that's an important point about Georgia. You know, Georgia's own destiny was in its own hands.
Right.
And you really have to come to play and show up to play.
Yeah.
You know, everything has to be hitting on all cylinders. You know, that's the fourth quarter.
And you're right, all cylinders, because when you look at the end of the game, that's where they lost it, at the end of the game. So listen, y'all, we want to know what you think about what happened with that Georgia game, because the end of the game, I mean, Facebook was lit up. People were angry. Everybody was voicing their opinion. Georgia sucks. What did they do? The coach stinks. You know how we turn on our team so quickly. But listen, we want you to go on our fan page and tell us what you think about that game, what happened. When we come back, we got a bit of sad news that we want to talk about, but we're going to talk about it because it has been a huge discussion in the NFL right now. So hold on to your seats. We'll be right back at you. Again, this is your girl, Clara Select, SIBN Sports Desk.
Get to the game, powered by American Family Insurance. Trey Matthews, one of the top safeties in his class, defined his playing style early on.
I started playing football when I was around 9.
They were doing head-on tackling drills. He was getting ready to hit a guy, and it was like, no, we're not going to let him go against him because he played last year. I was like, no, let him hit it.
Trey didn't know, well, what am I supposed to do? He's much bigger than I am. My husband said, just go at him and go full speed. And he just did it like he had been doing it since he was, younger than 8 or 9.
He's never missed a practice, been late for one. He's a dedicated football player, 12 months out of the year.
Trey's family is very close, and it's helped keep Trey on the path to his dreams.
The closeness of our family is phenomenal.
When I step out of line, my mom is the first one on me.
I know I push him a whole lot more than what some of the other boys' parents do, but that, of course, will help him in the end.
Trey's dream is to be a professional football player. We work out together almost every night.
My dad taught me my work ethic. He taught me everything I know.
People talk about a plan B. We don't have a plan B. You put all that you have into your plan A. And if your plan A fails, then we'll work on another plan A.
The NFL is a big dream, and Trey has a plan and the support to protect it.
The best way to protect my dream is to stay focused, keep my body healthy, and hit the books hard.
When Trey starts to talking about what he wants to pursue, I just get behind him 100%. We have a motto that we live by that's put God first, go hard, and have fun. That's in life, in the classroom, in everything that you do.
You do a lot of thinking on a bike about your life, family, your dreams. One of my dreams came to me on a bike. Open up my own shop. So what happens when you complete a dream? Well, you just start thinking of the next.
You're listening to SIBN Radio on the Salute USA TV iBroadcasting Network. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
All right, y'all. Again, this is your girl, Clara Salette, back at you here at the Sports Desk with my special guest today, Mr. Stan the Man. What's up, Stan, again?
Well, hello, Clara.
Hey, so listen, Stan, did you change your voice on me? What was that? He said, hello, Clara. Wait a minute, y'all know I'm gonna tell y'all something about Stan. He got all these different characters going on. He like Steve Harvey. So I don't know who's gonna come out in a minute here. Is there somebody else sitting over there, or is just Stan the Man?
Yeah, I brought somebody else.
You brought somebody else with you? Okay, I need him to step up to the mic, please.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I love it. Stan said, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, we got to have special personalities.
Special personalities. We got to have fun. We have excitement. That's why people listen to the show. I'm going to tell you something. There's so many sports shows out there that people can listen to. There's so many different takes on sports, so many talk. But what people like about our show is, first of all, we're exciting. Okay, let's keep it real. How many women are as good as I am talking about sports, baby? Hey,
you just saying,
right? Girl. I'm just saying. Give some for your girl. Clara Salette. Oh, God, this other person on the mic is about to drive me crazy. So people laugh at us. They listen to us because we do take a serious side to sports, but we don't make it so serious that people don't want to listen. Right. And people take the time to listen and they stay there. We appreciate the support of all of you out there. Now, we do have a bit of sad news. Before we went to break, I told you guys we would come back and continue talking about the NFL right now. A bit of sad news happened this week in sports, and we want to take a moment of silence here on SIBN Sports in remembrance of the great linebacker. He was only 25 years old. Javon Belcher of the Kansas City Chiefs took his life on last week, and we just want to take a moment of silence in honor of this young man here on SIBN Sports. Amen. Thank you for that. You know, as I was looking at the stories this week about this story, it just couldn't get any worse. You know, the fact that he, first of all, took the life of his girlfriend. Now, to me, it was so tragic in that he didn't just take her life. He shot her 9 times. Wow. I mean, that when you say that somebody shot somebody 9 times, you're talking about you were very angry with that person. Now, we could speculate all day long. We could not ever imagine what it could have been that sparked him to this end.
Right.
But 9 times? That's excessive. I'm just saying, you know, I could see shooting somebody 1 time because you're mad. But when you shoot somebody 9 times, that's the part that blew me away, Stan. I'm sorry. I just was blown away at the fact that he shot her 9 times. And then he got in his car and he drove over to the stadium, to the camp. and stood in front of his coach, Romeo Crennel. Could you imagine being Mr. Crennel at this point? And said, "Thank you for all of your support."
And then took a gun to his head?
And took a gun and shot himself because he knew. At least he acknowledged those people in his life that cared, that meant something to him. But I still wonder, you know what I'm saying? Because I know if I'm doing the wondering, imagine what his teammates are going through that are grieving this week over his loss. Because they're wondering, he came here to the place that he loved, to the place where he started his life, his career, the place where, you know, it was all about him. Sorry, guys. I got a note from my producer. We got something going on. Y'all give me a second. We're going to be right back. Just give us a few minutes. We got some technicalities in the studio. We'll be right back at you. Thank you for your support. So much for your patience with us today. This is a sad story. And, you know, whenever you're thinking about the fact that there was also a child left here in this situation, the baby girl was survived here. Thank God that he didn't see fit to take her life as well. But, you know, I want to give a shout out to the NFL because they could just turn their backs and say, hey, this has nothing to do with us. It's a personal situation. He took his life. He took his girlfriend's life. That's his situation. She is now being cared for by her grandmother. And the NFL has decided that they're going to give her $100,000 a year for the next 4 years. And they're going to continue to pay her until she's 18 years old. If she goes to college, they will continue to pay her even after that. So up until she's, 23, 24 years old, there's an opportunity for her to be financially taken care of by the NFL.
And kudos to the NFL.
And, you know, they have to do it, right, Stan? Don't you think that this is one of those situations where the NFL has to stand up as an organization and take care of the situation here?
They do.
Yeah.
They acknowledge it, and they are setting out procedures so that something like this, even though it's the first time, they'll land a protocol so that it
actually, I read
on.
somewhere where we've had 6 suicides in the NFL in the last year or so.
Really?
6.
Well, I did not know.
I know. As quiet as it's kept, there have been about 6 of them. And I wish I had that story in front of me, but I actually was reading on that. And so there's definitely something going on. We don't want to speculate or say that their brain injuries or anything like that is causing these situations. But you wonder, you know, with all the fortune and the fame, some people cannot handle it. Looks like he lived a modest life from what we can tell. So you just never know where a person comes from, going from nothing to something all of a sudden. They say some people just don't do well with that. So it's just so much speculation that can be. It's just a sad story all around. It's nothing that we want to talk about, you know, but we have to talk about it because, listen, it is real. It is reality. People are going through things. People are feeling like they cannot make it. People are feeling like there's no way out. And this is the decision he made. And we are so sad today that he felt that was the only way out in this situation. But kudos to the NFLs, first of all. Kudos to the team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Shout